Hi everyone! I am Megs Benedict, and I'm actually here with Faz Guru. We're part of the multiplayers, but I'm here with her because we want to talk about and actually debate some of the Five Nights at Freddy's lore and a few Easter eggs we want to throw in there. So this is actually going to be part one of our series where we focus on the game's Security Breach and Ruin DLC. So I hope you guys are ready. Let's jump into it.
And our disclaimer is that most of these topics creator Scott Cawthon has not officially confirmed yet, but based on some evidence I found while playing this amazing game, I'm going to share some thoughts and ideas to build a case.
Okay. So, with that being said, let's spring into our first topic here. Faz Guru, why do you think that the Glamrocks and Security Breach act so human-like? I mean, these things seem to have emotions, they seem to have some mannerisms that obviously resemble that of a human. So they are just metal robots, basically. I mean, yeah, animatronics, whatever you want to call them. So do you think that it's just really good programming that is causing this kind of behavior in them, or do you think it's something else?
That's a great question, Megs Benedict, and I do have some personal thoughts on this topic. The Glamrocks, they do show so many emotions, and I feel like it goes far beyond just clever programming. We have Monty, he's vain and angry. We have Freddy, who shows actual pain and seems to really care about Gregory and the other bots.
Right.
We also have Roxy, who's self-conscious. Chica, who's literally hungry for human food.
She's all the time, right?
Right.
Like, all the time. Sometimes reminds me of me. Anyway.
Right. Then we have Sun, who shows signs of, desiring to have fun and be playful, but he also has, real fear. So, while playing, I came across a secret blueprint hidden above the infamous sticky note room.
That room, this is an interesting room. I mean,
Absolutely.
It really is. It's everywhere.
There's so much I could say about that, but I had seen this blueprint in the West Arcade before, but it had been blurred out where you could barely see images, much less any of the writing on it. However, in this room, above the sticky note room, it is set up on someone's workstation. The image is less blurred out, and I was able to take a decent screenshot by literally climbing in Freddy and looking down at it, as well as standing Gregory on the table to look down.
That's an interesting tactic, but it does work. I mean, obviously we can see it when you do that.
Exactly. So, yeah, you can come back with Freddy to this area, and looking at that blueprint, we can see that it is a confidential blueprint of a cortex holding Glamrock endoskeleton. That's when it all dawned on me. The blueprint states that there's a trapdoor where someone's cortex, that's the part of the human brain that is mostly responsible for memory, reasoning, body movements, and consciousness. It's placed into the endo. And I think that's where these robots with human feelings and movements are being created, because they are robots, yes, but they're carrying human minds inside of them.
Okay, so, wow, that is a really, strange concept to me, and actually it kind of catches me off guard to think about that, but, so this is something you believe might be happening. What other proof of what you are saying do you actually have, or do you think you found? Because how do you know that the particular blueprint here actually means that the Glamrocks could have real human brains?
Well, the concept's definitely not new, as we can see it in the FNAF Curse of Dreadbear DLC to the first Help Wanted game. It shows the concept of putting a human brain into Dreadbear himself to animate the robot, and then they test it with children guests.
It's time to introduce the creature to the kids for focus testing.
Okay.
Likewise, in the Help Wanted 2 game, we can see in one of the endings our characters seeing through the eyes of Maskbot, as though our minds are in this robot's body.
That's interesting.
Right. But if you put all of that aside, let's just say we focus on just the Security Breach game. If we go to the parts and service area where we upgrade Freddy, we can see holding cells and we can see the Glamrock endos in cages across from the room as though they're waiting to be given minds.
That's like something out of some sort of movie or something, it's kind of crazy.
Hey, they need to make a movie on this. But yeah, if you go further into parts and services, you'll actually come across a literal daycare for newly born Glamrock endos. I believe this is where the human minds and endos are taken to be trained up before interacting with actual guests.
Okay, so wait a minute. So you're saying that this is almost like being born.
Right.
And I do admit, looking at this, it looks like an actual daycare. So I guess I can see your point of view here, but how in the world would you know for sure that this is actually for endos and not real kids? I mean, this is a kid's pizzaplex going on here, so how do we know it's not just something that was meant for children?
Yeah, well, aside from the training signage on the doors that actually shows the endos how to interact, if you take Freddy into the room, he says,
I have never been allowed in here before. This must be where I was born. Look at all the endos. They're all the same. Have I always been a Freddy? Am I Monty with a different shell? What if I am not the first Glamrock Freddy? Are there more of me at other pizzerias? Do we all feel the same? Am I special? If I am mass-produced, am I still art?
I don't know, I'm just a kid. Maybe we should get you out of here. I don't think it's good for your programming.
So yeah, even he acknowledges this is the place he was born.
Okay, so born. Okay, I can see that. Yeah, I guess where Freddy does mention being born and not so much created, right?
Right.
So let's just say that you're correct and that the endos in this game do have human brains. Why would the endos and Glamrocks, other than Freddy, of course, be helping a villain character? I mean, shouldn't they be more mad or against this villain? Yeah. I mean, what's your thoughts there?
Yeah, so that is true. But reading the books, we can see where Scott, the creator of this, he comes forward with the concept of the left and the right brain battling for control as two separate entities. If we look at the Monty Within story, we see where a free-thinking human's brain is partially taken over by a Glamrock robot. Right side human, left side robot. In this story, the robot side easily takes over the character's body and thoughts against his own will. I think the Glamrocks have Glitch Trap or some other villain program in their metal bodies that controls and overrides their minds that they are carrying in order to force them to do things against their wills. That's why we see Chica sobbing and shaking. She's a victim, and she can't control herself pursuing Gregory, I really think. Just like Freddy is the only free when his system crashes and dumps the malicious programming. Most of the bots, you can literally hear them repeat Vanessa, which we know is Vanny.
Right.
We hear them repeating her wording because it's not really them, I don't think.
Are you hungry?
Are you having fun yet? Are ya?
Are you having fun yet?
Oh, okay. Well, so yeah, I get what you're saying here. I have also read the book, the Monty Within story, which is part of Scott Cawthon's Tales from the Pizzaplex series.
Yeah.
If you haven't read those, you should. They're really good.
So good.
But yes, that concept, like you said, it is brought up within that story. And I don't want to particularly give spoilers on a book or anything here, but you're right. I mean, it shows I guess really an animatronic being able to kind of take over a human, so to speak. And if they really are prisoners to, like, let's say Glitch Trap, or their metal bodies and their human mind is basically in this trap door in the head, how is Freddy able to remove his head in so many scenes? Because that concept. It's kind of like, how does it work? Because, if you separate like in a human, for instance, you separate our head from our body, then, well, we know what happens there, right?
Yeah, I
so,
get it.
Yeah, so how would that work?
Well, we see Freddy's head is removed by Vanessa, and he's unable to help himself because his body is dormant without that head. That's why he's laying there, and he has to ask Gregory to help put his head back on. So I think that further proves that the mind, the head, is what gives him his caring nature, his speech, and reasoning. Because he acts normal other than his body can't move. So,
okay.
We also see other endings where Freddy is taken just as a head, surviving and interacting with Gregory. On the flip side, we have the FNAF DLC Ruin.
Yeah, this is totally a different deal here. So.
Yeah, where we see a headless Freddy that tries to do away with our innocent child Cassie.
Mm-hmm.
Now we know that this may not be the original Glamrock Freddy's body, as it does have the prototype wording on his foot.
I think a lot of people noticed that prototype.
So there's a lot of debate there, but we do see a endo that does not have a human mind, like no head, and is shown as being very aggressive and malicious. And I think that's due to the programming. I think that's why it gets after Cassie. And Roxy and Chica and Sun, they are also in this game, and they are shown as being less aggressive and not as bad per se, because they still have their humanness, that mind, inside of them.
Okay. So I guess, I can see that you have some valid points there. So let's move on to something that I want to know about here. What are your thoughts on the burn trap ending? Does that tie in somehow?
Yes, I have a lot of thoughts on that ending, but to stay in this topic, I believe that, let's say for now, someone
right, okay,
could have possibly found brain matter from William Afton, Scrap Trap, Spring Trap, in the old pizza location below that we know is buried under the Pizzaplex. And I think that somebody could have used that cortex holding Glamrock endo parts that we see in the burn trap animation, and maybe that brain animates, brings back new life to a robotic form of William Afton with his brain and a new metal body.
Well, you put that guy's brain in a metal body, and wow, you get some crazy stuff there.
Trying to take control of me. I do not think I can fight it for long.
Okay, so I have seen some valid points on this, and as we stated earlier, this is actually just part one in a series that we want to talk about a lot of things in this game and debate some things and some cool things that you found while you were playing this. And I think for now, that is a lot to take in.
Yeah, it's a lot.
To think about this as basically as kind of like some sort of theory, lore type thing that we have going on. This is some cool ideas.
Yeah, fun stuff.
Obviously, again, none of this completely proven. It's not as if the creators have backed this idea or anything, but it's a cool concept, and I can see your points. So this being part one, we should probably end it here, and we'll get back to some other points in the next part of our series. But I hope that everyone watching has some food for thought there.
Yeah.
And I actually hope that you guys will also check out our multiplayers channel. And
yes, please do.
Please do. We would very much appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. We do some other lore type things on our channel. We also have lots of fan-made music and videos and some cool toy openings. I mean, you name it. We pretty much have something for everybody. So check out our channel, subscribe, and please keep watching because we're going to release some more parts of this series, and we would love for you to continue on this journey with us.
Absolutely.
All right. So from the multiplayers here, that's bye for now.
Bye.